COVID-19 pandemic has changed the business as usual axis. Now, are job titles as essential as job roles? In traditional workplaces, job titles like sales manager or marketing assistant, as well as prefixes like junior or senior, become less important as companies move beyond the face to face meetings and impressions, at least created by office interactions. Now, to discuss this more, I'm joined by Ivan Radmore. Now, he is the CEO of BuzzApex. Now, thank you very much for your time this afternoon, Ivan. So, how important, at least now that we're realizing that we can do our jobs from work, are job titles?
Well, people historically have been very dependent on job titles, but they're not always very helpful for a variety of reasons. Job titles generally assume that the person has a number of competencies, which is not always true. They're frequently
I actually wish that was the reason.
A shield from criticism. Again, people use their position within organizations to bully others. And they also get in the way of career opportunities. And a typical example would be if you take a look at a chef. A chef can be, that title would be used in burger flipping, through to restaurants, through to hotels, and through to hospitals. Now, although the title is common to all four areas, the job itself is not all equal. Competencies employed are very different. And what tends to happen is we get labeled with these job titles, and securing a new position means that we're actually locked into a very much narrower framework. Whereas if we are promoting our competencies are very much wider, because competencies, the same competency that's used in one job title can be used in another job title. As an example, using the same issue with chefs, you will have people who manufacture cookware. They might be advertising and looking for a sales rep, being a job title. But are we saying that a chef who is familiar with the utensils and et cetera, wouldn't be an excellent person to rep or to market their products? So we just got to be very careful. Job titles, they definitely get in the way.
Ivan, does it not do away with the respect for the job, the respect for the profession? Does it not do away with, and I'm glad you bring chef up, because there are a lot of people who identify themselves as cooks because they're really good behind the stove, but does it not do away with the prestige, okay, that's a better word, a prestige of the profession if you now just do away with the title?
Well, that's the problem, because they're now hiding behind a prestige instead of their competencies, their skills, their abilities. And people really, in today's world, we are demanding immediate gratification with everything that we do. And what tends to happen is we bring people in based on their job title. But as a classic example, anybody who registers a brand new company, never been in business before, they become a managing director. Now, does that automatically assume that that person understands a balance sheet, that they understand cash flow? This is the kind of problems that job titles brings about.
So do we do away with job titles? Is that going to perhaps maybe help people understand the importance of not having job titles, and in fact respecting the importance of the job itself and not worrying about what comes with the title?
I think we've got to look more at the person.
Okay.
You know, if each person develops a range of competencies, and we need to kind of get back to dealing with the person instead of the numbers and the quantities and et cetera, et cetera. We live in a world where people have built up skills and built up competencies. They've earned the right to be able to promote that. And these competencies should be recognized ahead of job titles.
Yeah.
We place far too much emphasis on the title, not enough on the person.
Yeah. Ivan, thank you very much for your time this afternoon. That is Ivan Radmore, who is the Chief Executive Officer of BuzzApex.